Hey there. So yeah, we got the tank here, right? I haven't even so much as looked at it since I removed it a few days ago. So that's what I want to do right now, is just kind of orientate myself with this thing. Yeah, this is a mess, is what it is. It's a mess. Oh my gosh, and it smells to high heaven, like varnish, not gasoline, varnish. But you know what? I'd really like to be able to keep this and use this on the MG. I don't want to buy a new one. I don't want to have to buy a new part every single time I work on this thing, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. What I'm really interested in is what it looks like inside. So yeah, let's have a peek. So yeah, it's a gosh awful mess in there. But I've done a little bit of research on what I can do to clean out the inside of this tank. So that's what we're going to tackle, and I'm hoping that by the end of all this, I have a functional tank that I can actually continue to use. I've got this cleaned out and it's set. I am going to fill it with about as much distilled vinegar as I can get in there. I'd really like to fill it all the way, so we're going to go ahead and try that. I should probably point out, guys, that this is not a how-to channel. Somebody who does a how-to channel, by definition, knows how. I don't know how. All I'm doing is doing what I've seen done on other YouTube channels. So don't do what I'm doing thinking that it's the right thing to do. Do your research, because who knows? I don't know if this is going to work or not. And that's really what this whole thing is all about for me, is trusting myself enough to take action. The reason this MG has been sitting here for so long is that I haven't trusted myself enough to take action. And so I stall and I procrastinate and I create obstacles for myself, all saying, oh, I'm not ready to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to research it first. Now, it's true, I don't know what I'm doing and I need to research it first. That is not in dispute. However, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't bite the bullet and take action. So I have the fuel pump port, and yeah, I eventually figured out that I could just reattach the pipe. It took me a minute. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to start pumping out the vinegar. I'm not going to take it all out though, because what I'd like to do is, when there's still some vinegar in there, I'm going to put some nuts and bolts and stuff like that in there to kind of agitate the bottom and bring up some of the grime that way. So let's see what this does. You know, vinegar is normally clear. Well, so yeah, it's a little rusty color, but I was kind of hoping for more, to be honest. I have a bunch of these screwdriver bits and so forth that go in a drill. These are from my father, right? Part of the inheritance. And they're all rusty and gross and so on and so forth. Well, heck, I'll dump them in there, swish it around, and they'll get a cleaning as well. So let's do that. Okay, the plan is to kind of agitate this all around, but I need to plug this stuff up first. I can't do that without plugging this first, because that'll make a mess. But of course, the last time I tried to plug all this up, it didn't work. So I need to be just a little bit more ingenious than I was before. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say right now, what I'm doing is not going to work. But hopefully it will prevent me from having a complete and total mess. I'm duct taping down some plastic here. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. But you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me. Never let the truth get in the way of a bad idea. Need to make a t-shirt that says that and then run for public office. All right, that worked better than I thought it had. When I was first pulling out the vinegar, it didn't look too discolored, too awful. But then when I was dumping it out after agitating it, oh yeah, all kinds of gook was coming out. It was pretty horrendous. And as I look inside now, it's not that bad. Of course, it's still wet, but it's looking pretty good. So now what I want to do is I need to dry it out, and then I'm going to spray WD-40 inside there. I guess it helps to stop the acid from the vinegar from doing its thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I just saw somebody doing it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and dry it out and then spray it with WD-40 because monkey see, monkey do. Hey, real quick, something that I discovered that I wasn't expecting. I was worried about how to get off all the tar and muck and grime that had accumulated on the tank over time. Well, I found that by taking the heat gun to this and then just taking a little chisel, my gosh, this stuff comes off so easy. So later on, I'm going to heat this up again and take off all this grime. See how easy that comes up now? Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, yeah, nice. So I want to rinse the tank out one more time since I got all that WD-40 in there to deactivate the vinegar, supposedly. But the hose is frozen outside. We've got, what is it? It's mid-November, and so things are starting to freeze up. So that means I'm cleaning this tank out in the kitchen. On one hand, my wife won't be pleased. On the other hand, she doesn't watch my videos. So I'm in the clear. I discovered something when I was looking inside and kind of orientating myself with what needed to be done next. And the fuel intake, I guess it's called, the fuel intake here, well, there's a little filter down in there, inside the tank. I know, right? We're talking about a permanently installed filter that cannot be accessed or replaced. Who knows what condition that thing is in, right? So I was originally going to coat the inside of this with something like, oh gosh, what's it called? I don't know. Just red coat. There you go, red coat. I was going to coat the inside of this thing to prepare it for fuel, but knowing that that filter is inside there, the coating would coat the filter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do my final step here and then clean it all up and call it good. The next step is I'm going to use EvapoRust. Not a sponsored video. I'm going to use EvapoRust, and I'm going to put it in, let it set for 10 hours, and then I'm going to tilt it, let it set for 10 hours, tilt it another way 10 hours. You get the idea. Once all the geometry and trigonometry has been done, flipping the thing around, I'll empty it, let it dry, clean it up, and I'm going to call it good. You know what? This video is already too long, so let's just get right to it. I went ahead and hung it up and gave it a really cool, nice, glossy black paint job, and I think it looks pretty cool. I know you never look at the fuel tank, but I'm doing this for me. I'm just having fun with it. And here we are, all done. I mean, it's as far from perfect as you're going to get, but you know what? It is a world better than it was, and I can live with this. And now take a look at this. I mean, it is clean inside. Truth is, there's still a fair amount of rust in there, especially up at the top and so forth. But I'm going to just say we're good and put this thing back on. I'll probably end up replacing it one day, so this is good enough. Not bad at all. So, well, I say not bad, but we'll see once I start trying to suck gas out of this thing into the engine, right? That'll be the test. So until then, take it easy and we'll talk again soon.